Good morning, traders. Hope you had a good night. We're going to quickly get started here just because I always seem to run out of time lately, so I don't want to waste any time. So we're just going to go over the morning gappers. I'll call out some key levels that we're going to see and kind of go through my thesis on them and kind of what I'm looking for. I did a preliminary scan earlier this morning, and nothing looks overly exciting to me, but there is some stuff on watch, so we'll cover that. So the first gapper on the list is ANPC. It's looking a little extended for some of the bigger time frames, so I'm a little more short biased on this one, to be honest. I'd probably need to see it maybe set up on the 15-minute chart in order to short it down, but yeah, it's got a lot of work to do, in my opinion, so I'm just going to keep it up on the screen and kind of pick it apart as it sets up. But if it were to reset up long, which I'd be surprised if it did, honestly. It needs to kind of bounce off this, I don't know, maybe like $10 level and then reclaim way back up here above VWAP, so 1150-ish. I already have the level marked here on the 5-minute chart, you can see. So 1150 here is like super key to reclaim the support. And then maybe like I'm not even sure, to be honest, like a $12 trigger, but that's not really the correct level. It needs to it might need to pop back up and form another little resistance line for me to draw the proper resistance. It's going to be tough. This one is definitely, I'm more short biased on it, and plus it has like these big wick here, so there's a lot of trap buyers up in there. So if it does kind of get any pop up, it's going to be met with some more sell pressure in there, just because these trap longs are going to try to get out of their position and it'll push the stock back down. So yeah, more short biased for sure on this, so we'll keep that on watch. KZIA is looking super weak. It already made a big move down in pre-market. You can see I have a couple levels drawn on it already. I'll remove this 578 because it's irrelevant right now, but I'll keep 10 and 11 lines drawn, because it's those are like the key levels I would need to see it kind of reclaim for any sort of long. The short context on this looks like it's already done, to be honest, so it looks like this stock has already made its move. But I might put a price alert on this thing at 10 bucks, just so I don't have to keep it up on the screen. And if it does happen to pop back up up towards 10, I'll get notified, so I don't have to waste the screen space on it. So KZIA for a long, $10. Short, off the table. CNDT, I actually like the chart pattern on this. You can see I drew a couple levels here already. The only thing that's turning me off from this one is the float. It's like Thinkorswim is saying it's 209 million float, so that's a little big for me. I like to stay under 50 million if possible, but I do like how it's holding support on these bigger time frame charts. What I'd like to see for this one is to get back above 425-ish, kind of chop around a little bit in there to confirm a support and then break through 450. I think that could be a pretty decent trade, but it has to set up on some of these bigger time frames, so it might take a while for it to do so, but I will keep those levels on watch just for shits, I guess, pardon the language, but yeah, the float turns me off, so I won't pay overly attention to it that much. HBP, this one looks not bad on the hourly chart. I think it looks a little bit bullish to me. Maybe it's tried a couple times to get over this 250 level, you can see, like right here, again right here, and then it tapped it right here, and then a couple times right here. So 250 looks key to me. I think it just needs to maybe chop around in this little range, or above 240 would be even more ideal. So if it could like pull back and then push back up and chop around in here and then break 250, you might get a little tight 10 risk trade up in there, but yeah, it's gonna have to set up, see what it could do. But I like how it looks, actually. I'm gonna keep that one on watch. I'm gonna clear these lines though and redraw them. Yeah, so 250, 225-ish support. True. This one's looking like it's breaking down. Has more room to fade on some of the bigger time frames, but if it's gonna set up any sort of long, it needs to kind of get back above 625, in my opinion. Has some funky upper wicks too, which is a turnoff for me. But yeah, if it could maybe bounce back up at the open, chop around in this range here, and then break 650, it could see more upside potentially. So we'll keep that one on watch. PSTV, I actually put this on the watch list last night. I didn't think it'd break down so quick in pre-market. Unfortunately, I think this one's done, to be honest. There's no more meat left on the bone for a short, and I think a long at this point looks kind of impossible. But if it does miraculously get kind of way back up here and reclaim like 550-ish, it could maybe see more upside on a break of 6, but yeah, I don't know. It just looks super done already. It's kind of dead. GRPN. I like that it's testing some of these bigger time frames here. Let's see. It's kind of expensive for my liking. I probably won't focus on this one too much, but maybe if it could pop back above this $22 level and break 22.50, it might see some upside, but you're going to be met with the longs trapped in here. So just know that these guys are all going to be in a rush to get out of their positions, and with all the sell pressure, it's going to kind of hold it down a bit. So I'm iffy on that one, plus the price kind of turns me off. BNGO. I like how this one looks on the hourly chart, just because it's kind of holding trend. Let's see here. Maybe, sorry, give me a sec. Maybe like a $1 break if it can hold above this 98-cent level. That could be like a nice, tight 2-cent risk trade, but it needs to kind of do some more setting up. It needs to get back above it first of all and kind of consolidate a bit and then break through 1. But might even get stuffed here at 102, so might even want to, like, if anything, wait for that 102 break to see if it could see more upside. Or if you want to take a starter over 1 and then add through 102, that's another option. I usually don't do that. I usually put the bulk of my position on all at once. But there's multiple ways to play this game. Let's see. GEN, big float. Some of these candlesticks look like low volume chop, so I might just brush over this one, but the pattern looks somewhat interesting. If it could maybe get over $1.10 and break 105, you could maybe see some more upside on that. So that's worth a small watch. It might be a slow grinder just because of float though. SRG, kind of too low volume. RKT is a little bit expensive, and it's getting a little bit extended here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be short bias on this one, but kind of tough to choose levels right now. It kind of just needs to run and then set up. I'd have to kind of look at it again later, to be honest. But maybe if this breaks 24.60 to the downside, it might be able to like test some of these bigger time frames for a small short, but I'll probably ignore it, to be honest. You can see I have like pre-drawn lines on a lot of these stocks already, and I must have drawn these long ago because I don't remember even doing it. AMBO, maybe if it could get back above 350 to hold this support. Can't draw my lines. 350, and then break 375. I can see more upside, but it has some bouncing and chopping around to do first. Plus, there's tons of overhead resistance on the hourly chart here, so you can see this huge red candle. And even in pre-market today, it kind of slammed back down once it tested above these levels. So we'll see. Like I said, nothing screaming to me yet. that looks overly exciting, but it's Friday, so I'll take it easy today, like every Friday. COHN, just too expensive, honestly, and doesn't look all that great. Volume's kind of weak. ADMS, you can see these levels I had drawn on it from a while back. It's like chopping around in that range that I had drawn. I'm just curious when I drew these. Yeah, I don't know. This one has some work to do. It doesn't look that great. The volume's kind of weak too. But if volume does pick up, maybe through 325, it could be something. But some wicks up in here too to push it back down if it does see any move. Low volume on TDC, AAOI. It's holding the bigger time frames, so that's nice. It kind of needs to get back above 1750, I think. Hold the support just because VWAP's right around that level. I don't buy anything under VWAP, so I always have to see it reclaim VWAP. So looks like 1750 is the level to me, and maybe some more upside on a break at 18. But we'll keep it on watch and see. CG too expensive. Z too expensive. TRVN. Looks okay. I feel like on the hourly chart it has a lot of work to do. I think it's probably not going to be a buy for me until it gets maybe back over 3, pulls back and kind of chops around and breaks through 20, just because I wouldn't want to be buying it anywhere down here, like above 280 for example, because you're going to get stuffed by all these overhead longs in here. So it's always important to check the bigger time frames to see like where it's coming from, and it looks like a lot of longs are in here, so I'd want to see it break above 320 if anything to see more upside, get rid of all these, but we'll see. We're about 2 minutes from the bell. That's all I'm going to go over on this morning watch list, because all these other ones are only up like 6%. I usually like to only focus on things up over 10%. So if any of you are in the Discord chat, feel free to ask questions, or even here on the YouTube chat, and I'll answer questions for the next 2 minutes before the bell rings. If you guys aren't in the Discord, I'll put the link in the YouTube chat here. It's free, so feel free to join up. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, guys. I have MARA on watch still. This is that crypto stock that's been running for a while now. I'm going to pull up the daily charts to show you. I just feel like this thing's due for a major correction to the downside soon. I've been expecting it for the last 2 days now, and it's still running. So it's surprising me that it's holding up this long. But I hope today's the day, honestly, and I will be hopefully ready to short it, and hopefully it sets up clean. I'm kind of looking at the 4-hour chart on this one now, which I rarely use, to be honest, but it looks like it's the cleanest. Maybe like a break of 450, honestly, would be ideal to see more downside on this, and I'm hoping this is the day that it just sells off harshly. I don't really pay attention to much news, but one of my friends told me that they filed a shelf offering, so that doesn't mean they have to execute it today, but that means an offering is definitely coming. So I'm hoping I could catch a big-ass short on this, because I've been licking my chops waiting for it, to be honest. And I actually attempted a short on it a couple days ago and got chopped up on it just because I was trying to get it too early. So I'm ready for when it triggers. And then same thing with RIOT, and we're about 10 seconds from the bell. So RIOT, same thing. I'm just waiting for these bigger time frames to just rip to the downside. But all right, guys, the bell's going to ring in 3 seconds. Trade safe today, and thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you like what you heard, and I'll catch you next time.